All right, welcome. I'm Norman Kinsey with Real Estate First Technology as your host. We have our co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy. Good morning, Dan. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And we have the only, one and only, welcome to Real Estate First Technology. Well, you'll get the inside scoop from top producing real estate professionals all around the country, best practices, techniques, and learn about what technology they're using to drive to ensure their success in this world we call real estate. Brooks Landry, welcome, Brooks, to the show, man.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for having me.
Man, we're doing amazing. First and foremost, a little off script, got to say thank you so much for being a part of our group page. You're posting some content. You're putting out some YouTube videos. You're telling people, hey, hit the notification bell, like, subscribe. A lot of agents need to do that, and they're not, so kudos to you, man.
Happening on the local market. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, pound that bell button, and you'll be updated every week.
First off,
doing my best. I'm learning from guys like you, so it's we'll see how it connects, but I'm sure it will if we keep it consistent.
And there you go. Awesome. So on the show, it's all about you for our listeners and viewers who want to learn a little bit more about what made you get into the business, what areas do you serve, who are you with? So give us some context, give your backstory.
Yeah, so quick little Reader's Digest version. I've been in the industry. I'm 10 years in the industry right now. So I started off in the mortgage industry before. Once I moved from the East Coast to California and immediately got into the mortgage industry, and 4 years into that, decided to switch it up and start helping people get into homes. I love kind of the marketing side of things. I love recreating and getting branding yourself and kind of setting your own little niche within the business world. So I'm with eXp Realty for about 3 months. I owned my brokerage in Terro San Ramon for a few years, shut it down a couple years ago, and now we're with eXp, and I'm finally in growth mode for probably the first time in maybe a year and a half. So we're starting to grow the team, grow the network, and bring some value. So
wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And then in terms of annual production level, like, can you give us, you're working with buyers, you're working with sellers?
Yeah. So we've last year was a little bit of a hit, just because we kind of shut things down. I'm for the most part kind of adjusting my business model. We've typically, the year before, we're in about 55, 56 transactions. Last year I did 35 for about 36 million by myself. And during that time was kind of when we were starting to shut down in Terro a little bit. So we started to kind of switch up the game plan. And I've always wanted to work with developers, and I'm lucky enough to have connected myself with a local developer that's just going out on his own. So we've been aggressively going after teardowns and securing lots and land acquisitions for them. So we've been busy. It's quiet, but we've been very, very busy. But
it's a great sector of the business to be in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And then in terms of, why don't you share some of the methods in real estate marketing and technology that you use to acquire customers that could be of value to our listeners?
Yeah. So, a lot of my business is referral-based business, but I started off in the industry in 2010, door knocking in the worst real estate market possible, and it was generating just contacts from people within our farm, and then just having a steady follow-up and drip system for whatever they needed, whether it was evaluation on their property, if they were looking into investments or whatever it was. We were breaking it down in sections, basically depending on what they were looking for, and just created just an aggressive follow-up system. A big thing for me that's really leveraged my business is video. I was doing video right when I started in the industry in 2010. And like a lot of people, we were just flooding Craigslists. And every Thursday, we would update through whatever category Craigslist was, where we would update everybody with foreclosures and short sales. So essentially, we would come in and say in Dublin, Livermore, and Pleasanton, there's been 48 new homes that have hit the market, most of them short sales. Here's 10 of them. For access to the other 38, click the link below and we capture the lead. We drip on them that way. So we've kind of carried that on to just continuing to use the video portion of it, where we're updating our clients, whether it's good news, no news, or bad news. Little updates. Hey, I'm checking in. How are you? I have no news, but just wanted to say hi. I felt it was a little, video's powerful. As you know, Norman, video is very helpful. I mean, it gives you the option of being able to show your energy and kind of show it differentiates yourself from everybody who hasn't taken that leap into exposing yourself. But I'd say, long answer to your question, Dan, I'd say video is probably the number one thing, and just a solid drip and follow-up system.
That's awesome. No, thanks for sharing that. And then in terms of, you kind of shared a lot of this, but in terms of one of the most unique pieces of technology that you may use, is there a specific tool or a specific platform that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so I do the standard follow-up boss. That's kind of my drip system. I'm starting to dig a little bit more into the text campaigns where we're contacting through text, and that's kind of the first hit. Hey, it's me. I'm here. Blah blah blah. I'm not able to talk. We can set up times later. I get obviously a higher return that way, but again, it kind of boils down to the video, bomb videos. I'm really starting to grow my YouTube channel a little bit more and kind of break down those videos into bringing content that matters. I'm never trying to sell myself. You're always trying to sell yourself. I'm never trying to be a salesman. Nobody wants, everybody hates going to the car dealership and the guy jumps on you. So it's more of a, hey, I'm here to bring service and value. And if we're a match, we're a match. If not, and I think we portray that pretty well through video. But
Great.
Follow-up boss, text campaigns, and heavy on bomb videos.
We've been preaching the video for a few years now at Liftoff Agent, and we tell everyone, if you're not doing video, it's cold call 3.0.
Oh my goodness, it's a game changer. I mean, it's at the point where we've been so consistent, and what we show to the public through social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook is like just a portion of what we do. So we've got all of our systems that all of our contacts that we've contacted over the years through open houses. We leverage open houses pretty aggressively, and then it's the immediate follow-ups. Like, you come through my open house, and that night you'll get a bomb video. Hey, it's me. Just want to say hi. Thanks for swinging by. The home didn't work, but I'm here to help, blah, blah, blah. By the way, here's 4 other homes that are within this area, type of thing. So I've got clients that will say, I haven't seen your videos, for a couple of weeks. You're slipping. Like, where are you? And it's one of those. So it actually kind of motivates you to get your act together a little bit.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's freaking awesome. Actually, quick little testimonial from my side. I remember, so been in the industry for about 7 years. I remember one of the first times when you were at Danville Better Homes and Garden. And I remember you doing a video, and you're walking and holding the camera and going up an elevator. I don't know, you're doing something, going to your office. And I was like, man, who is this guy? And you motivated me back then, because I was like, dude, I love the poise, the delivery, the the uhs. There was none of that. And you were just on point. And I was just like, dude, and you captivated my attention. And I automatically built that know, like, and trust factor that made me want to be able to get to know you. And I remember showing my business partner your video, and he said, yeah, you're kind of similar, but you got to work on your delivery, man. This guy got it down. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
No, Norman, you kill it through video. I mean, it's funny because I was speaking with a buddy of mine, a lender up here, Matt Barba. I don't know if you know Matt, but he's like, he's getting into video and he does a hell of a job. He's an incredible lender. But I think the delivery of being able to chat with somebody as if you're a friend instead of like a sales pitch is a huge deal. And you do an amazing job of that. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But kudos to you, dude. It's one of those things. This is a competitive industry, whether you're on the sales side or if you're in the marketing and kind of support side. And dude, I'm watching you like crazy, believe me. So yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate that. I've worked on it. I've honed in my skills a little bit. So I have some work to do, which is good, right? We're always evolving, but a lot better than I was 7 years ago. So
absolutely.
So now, you've had your brokerage, you've shifted some of your focus points. Now you're working the development sector and segment. You're doing a lot with video. What's now your 5-year goal?
Good question. 5-year goal. That's a great question. 5-year goal, I would say, is more of a, I need to stay consistent with what I'm doing. There is, I would say, it's funny, and I follow it obviously very close, the industry and kind of how marketing is happening, but there's turn of kind of younger agents that are coming in that are aggressive with social media, aggressive with video. Silvano, I don't know if you're familiar with.
He's on our show.
hell of a job. Yeah. So so those are the type of things, you got to stay consistent. If you don't use it, you lose it is something that I was always told. So if you continue to stay consistent, the 5-year plan shouldn't be an issue. If you slack a little bit, then it will. If you're not evolving, it will be. Switching my business a little bit into kind of focusing more on the developer relationship I've built with this company by the name of Haven Development. And the partners involved in Haven build an insanely beautiful product when it comes to homes. One of them used to be the VP of operations with Toll Brothers for 10 years and has literally taken every pro and con that he's heard over 10 years of building out Danville, San Ramon, Dublin, and he's turned it into his products. I'm excited about being able to grow his business with him and grow with him. So we have a handful of projects coming in Walnut Creek, one in West Danville that I'm really excited about, and kind of going back to the question about volume. And, I personally took a hit in volume, but I took a massive growth in business. And I think that was just being able to connect with Tim and with Prem at Haven and really try to help kind of get them off the ground as much as possible. So 5 years, I'm a team. I'm growing a team again. So I'm not looking for a 15, 20-man team. I'd like, 5, 6 hardworking partners that are brothers and sisters to me that want to go to battle every day and help. And I think being able to kind of leverage the developer side of things is really going to help us out. So.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So now you have this episode, you can always look back and say, now where am I at in 5 years? Right. So we're getting closer to the end of the show. We have a couple last questions for you. I know Dan has one he would love to ask you, so go ahead and fire away, Dan.
Yeah, this is my favorite question. I always like to ask all guests. So what is the number one biggest piece of advice you could give an agent if they just got licensed this week?
Wow. I actually get this question a lot, but I answer it in different ways every time, and because I think it changes every time. I think whether it's real estate or even within your business, and you guys have seen this just kind of growing the marketing and the support side of everything, you have to, and this is super corny, but you have to be prepared to fail. And I mean, and that's the problem. If you can't take the punches and you can't roll with this for a few years before things get moving, this probably isn't the business for you. If you're not a people person, the tech and the different programs and products that come out all the time, that's great, and it definitely helps leverage you as a business. But this, at the end of the day, this is still a people business, and if you're not a people person, it's going to be difficult for you to survive. You can only bang out transactions for so long without building a core. And kind of going back to your question before is, where do you generate business? I think one of the reasons our team has had so much success is because we took 2 years of nonstop door knocking in a neighborhood 3 days a week to build a database. And that's where a lot of the referrals come from. So the advice is just to be, this isn't an easy business. You have to roll up your sleeves. There's long nights. You don't have to make it 8 days a week. But it's, you got to work smart and hard all at once, I would say. So
that's awesome.
Good advice.
Any books or podcasts would you recommend anyone pick up or read or listen to help that growth, that process?
Yeah, so I'm really into this podcast, Business Wars. So I'm big into, I don't know if you guys are dug into Business Wars, but I'm big into history, I'm big into business and just reinventing little things. I love seeing how, listening to how Hershey's versus Mars came up together and Budweiser versus Miller came up, and just the little things that kind of catapulted them above each other to wherever they're at right now. So I'm big into Business Wars. And I would say I kind of stay focused to a lot of the podcasts. A lot of business podcasts is probably 99% of the time of my learning outside of it.
That's awesome. No, I mean, great, right? If you're driving in the car, you're at the gym, you can just pop it in, listen to it, and get some good insight.
Yeah, it definitely keeps you off some news coverage these days, and keeps the mind a little even keel.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say and just making it so it's relative to what you were saying in that Concord, Walnut Creek, in that area, I would say Supreme Agents and Brooks. Like you're seeing what Supreme Agent's doing out of nowhere in his early 20s, and then like, whoa, hold on here. I've been in this game long enough. Let me show you. And then it's just like you guys put each other up. So I love
he and I have been talking a lot lately. He is he's a good guy. He's a hard worker. He's a good person. And He'll be in this for the long haul.
So we're at the part of the show where the floor is open, man. What do you want our listeners, our viewers primarily to hear from you? Is there a project, something you're working on, advice? What is it? Go ahead and shoot, man.
Yeah, so we've for me personally, as you know, as I kind of shut down Intero a few years ago, a big thing. It took the time. Had a small stint with Climb, and unfortunately, Climb went out of business, as everybody knows. Awesome company, great energy there. But once we started to connect with EXP, I loved everything that they had to offer as far as me being able to be creative and still being able to connect with Uber agents that are doing 300 or 400 deals a year in Texas and North Carolina, and be able to pick their brain. A big thing for me was kind of connecting with them. I've been slow on the buildup of the team and network, but we've been putting in a lot of value props for people that are joining EXP under our network that allow me to offer the same type of value that I offer clients. I'm always trying to bring some sort of value, whether it be a team leader or just a buyer or seller that I'm working with, or if I'm selling your home, how can I prep the property and take the burden off your hands? How can I handle 99% of the heavy lifting? If I'm working with a buyer, how can we create the market instead of waiting for homes to hit the market? So kind of the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and that's always been kind of my mindset. And I'm glad I was able to kind of join EXP and build that out. So again, we're building out a network that we're excited about. On top of that, just kind of the growth with Haven Development. We have some insane projects coming in Westside Danville and in Walnut Creek in the next 6 to 9 months. So 2021 is going to be insane. But we're excited to roll out a lot of those floor plans and a lot of projects and kind of help grow with Haven. So yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a fun time.
Wow. That's
finally growth mode, finally able to build the team. It's myself and 2 admin right now. So we're looking to take on some like-minded people that are looking to grow and be consistent with business and learn, have some fun at time.
That's huge. Yeah. And you go to Brooks, YouTube channel, check him out, watch his stuff, check out his social media. He's pretty transparent. Just was doing a live, saw you in the lake. You're having some fun.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. It was I got stuck with a hook, with a fish hook, but besides that, it was cool. It was cool to go out and get sunburned for a little bit, and now we're back to work, and we're back to the grind again.
Love it, man. Love it. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, man. And,
for sure, man.
Always our intention for our listeners and viewers to be able to take something from this and apply it to their business and to their lives. Thank you, Dan, for co-hosting today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah. Thanks to our listeners and viewers, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. We hope you found value and took something you can apply to your business today. Be sure to join our community on Facebook, Real Estate vs. Technology, all spelled out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would appreciate it. It's Real Estate Tech. And of course, if you or someone else you know would like to be a part of our show, just go ahead and send us an email. It's reversetechtalk@gmail.com, and we'll see you next week.